A good day to everyone. In this video we will be talking about the probably the first drawing that I'll be drawing for machine drawing. And machine drawing, as you all know, it was a manual drafting kind of lab wherein the students had to use the sheet and drawing boards and all the instruments to make drawings. And now the same lab has actually shifted to CAD drawing instead of manual drafting, because obviously many of the companies are not using manual drafting. So let us begin this first exercise, wherein we'll just try to copy down whatever we see here in this particular page. These are the different conventions used for hatching for different materials. So most probably, almost always, we'll be using the first convention only, because most of the times the kind of materials we use for making machine parts are going to be one of these. But of course, if you're using some other material, instead of using this particular hatch, you may have to use the other hatches which are visible here. So let us begin by drawing the same. So I should start by taking a new file. I can press Ctrl N, or I can just place here for the new file. If you're getting the template option, that's probably not that good, because we don't know what kind of template has what kind of settings in it. So I suggest that you just open randomly one of the templates and change this command, give this command called startup, and change this value to 1. Change this value to 1 and press enter. Now if you take new file, you will get a slightly different dialog box, and this dialog box is called as the startup dialog box. And here you have two options present here, and this is for start from scratch. You have two options called imperial and metric. Imperial is mostly used by civil engineers, and you know the units here will be in feet or inches. If you choose metric, you will get mm as your choice of unit, and also the sheet size will also be a little bit larger, and it will be shown in terms of the mm as the unit. There are a few other options here. You can also go by the template if you still choose to do so, but you have the option of start from scratch, wherein these files, they don't have anything, no setting, no layers, no dimensions, or none of the settings will be fixed. You'll be starting fresh with an empty sheet. So you can start with a metric sheet. Yeah, so the metric sheet is now ready, and we are ready to start drawing the objects. If we choose some other methods for taking the new file, what actually happens is that you end up with settings that don't behave as I'm showing you here on the screen. So you just make sure you give the startup command, change its value to 1, and then take a new file with metric before you start drawing the lesson from here. So first of all, I need a standard rectangle for drawing this particular thing. So I'll just go by 30 by 50, 30 as the height, 50 as the length. For that, I'll just go here to the rectangle option, click on the rectangle command, click anywhere here on the screen. Then when you click, you get an option called dimensions. So these options will appear in the command line as well as in the right click menu. So from one of these options, you can choose dimensions, and then it will start asking you one by one the dimensions required to define the rectangle. So first it is asking us the length. So length I want is 50, and then it is asking us the width. The width that I want is 30. So if you have not chosen metric as the system of unit, if we give 50 and 30 as the units, the rectangle will probably be very big. It will be going out of the screen, because in the civil, in the imperial, if you take, the sheet size is very small, because probably the units are different over there, and so the rectangle that you draw with dimensions 50 and 30 will be very, very big. So this is the standard rectangle in which I'll be doing the hatching. So let me just do the hatching, and then I'll show you how to put all this text and all. So to put the hatching, what you have to do is you should go to the home page, and here you can see the button for hatch. So just click on the hatch button, and then go inside the rectangle and click over there. So after clicking, just don't press escape, because this is a slightly different pattern that we have over here. We don't need this pattern. We have to change the pattern to something else. So you can just go here to the hatch pattern, and choose ANSI 31 as a pattern that we want. So you can see this first rectangle I have completed it, and then what I have to do is I just have to copy this rectangle down. So just make a copy, and make sure you have the polar or ortho setting on before you turn, go down there. So I'll just get a distance of 40 down here, so that 1 centimeter gap is left in between, and the same gap I want to be maintained for the remaining rectangle. So what I'll do, I'll just select this rectangle, give the copy command CO, and then I'll pick this point over here on the first rectangle bottom corner and go on placing it in the bottom left corner of the new coming rectangles. So what this essentially does is it will maintain the same distance between every two adjacent rectangles. So next we just have to go on hatching the different patterns that we see around here. For this particular thing, lead, zinc and tin, we need a different kind of hatch. So once again I have to give the hatch command. You can just type H enter, or you can always go from the draw menu bar. So I've just given H enter, and then I'll just click here, go to the pattern and choose the pattern that we want here. The same you can repeat, whatever hatch types are available directly, you can choose them directly from there. If some of them are not available, like in the case of glass, you might have to actually draw it using your mouse. Okay, you can actually draw it using your mouse, and then use one side to get. You can go ahead and mirror it about that. You can place one or more of these. You can just copy and paste it. Fine. Copy paste, as I had told, you can use Ctrl C, Ctrl V, same as MS Office or any other place. And for this particular hatch, I'll just go with hatch command, click inside, go for pattern again, and this time I want a slightly different pattern. No, this is not the pattern I want. So there are a lot of patterns available here. You might want to go through each one of them and choose whatever is suitable. So this particular hatch is actually fitting our requirement, but the slight difference is that these are inclined. So what I'll just do, I'll just change the angle to something like 45 degrees, and yes, this is exactly as it is looking over there. I'll just press escape, take the hatch command once again, click inside and go for hatch pattern once again. So this time the pattern that I want is slightly different. I'll have to just look through. So as you can see, that kind of pattern is not available here, so I'll just go with ANSI 31, and I'll take two different angles. I'll first go with 0 degrees, so that will give me the lines at 45 degrees. Then once again I'll go for hatch, choose the same inside option, and this time the angle that I'll give is let us say 45 degrees. No, that's not 45, it's minus 45 degrees to get the horizontal lines. So you can see I've used two different types of hatchings to get this particular type over there. Next, for liquids, what you can do is we can just draw a horizontal line over here, trim off the extra part. Excuse me. So next you just have to put in this dotted lines over there inside. So I'll just go with the hatch pattern and choose this one over here. Of course the angle that we want here is 0 degrees, so that it appears like water. Next, yeah, we need here a pattern of the wood. The wooden pattern is not readily available, ready-made. It's not available here in the wood, so you might have to do a little bit of work around. So what you'll just have to do is you can first divide this space into a number of parts, just as it is in the textbook. Okay. Okay, so this is going in the middle. So there are different patterns in each of these parts over here. So I can just go with spline. You can go with spline and make clicking marks. can also take another command called sketch. Don't know whether sketch is available here directly. No, I think it's not available. You just type in the command of sketch, and you can just click at one point and move your cursor. Fine. Again press enter, again click. Fine. So wherever your mouse is moving, there the pattern starts appearing over there. Yeah, so you can just click here and then just move here, click enter, and again another. Fine. So you can continue drawing a lot of such patterns. So you can use sketch command, or you can just use line command or spline command. Any of these will do, there's no problem. You just have to create a pattern like this over there. The next one, I guess the number of rectangles are over. I'll just copy one more from the same base, keep it over here. Okay, so for the concrete, I think concrete is available as a hatch directly over here. You just have to go there, and you can see here AR concrete. So to get the concrete hatch, you just have to give hatch command and place it over here. So the hatch pattern that you have to choose is going to be AR concrete, and ensure that you give a scale of 0.1, because generally this scaling factor will be very large for the screen that we are drawing in. And that's it. That completes almost all the hatches that we required over here. Next, let us concentrate on the text message. So there are three types of text available in AutoCAD. There is the single line text, there is multi-line text, and then there is the arc text. So we'll just go ahead and use simple text with the T-enter command. So this will essentially give us a multi-line text. I'll just draw a rectangle over here and start typing inside it. So what we need over there is metal. Let's just put metals over there. Let's try to ensure that it is exactly at the center. And you can see the handwriting, the font here is very line-ish. What we can do for changing the font is give the command ST for style, text to style command, and the standard font we need to change it to something more beautiful. So you can go with SHX type file and choose simplex.shx. So that is the font we'll be applying over here. The advantage of using these fonts, especially in AutoCAD, is that we can control the thickness of the lines that form this particular text. So that's why we have to use the SHX fonts as far as possible in AutoCAD. Once it is placed, you can just move it around and enter all the other texts. And just let me increase the size of this text. For increasing the size, I just have to select it, and then from the menu I can change the height of this particular thing. You can also go to the properties toolbar by pressing PR enter, and from there you can do it. And now the same text, I'll just copy this CO, and I'll place this side somewhere. Now I have to type all this matter over there. Okay, so this is not coming in the same line. I'll just have to use the keyboard. Okay, actually it's all in the same line, but we just have to expand it in case it's not expanded already. Yeah, so the first one is complete. Yeah, okay, so you just have to be on the upper side. Then I'll just copy it down here, and this time I need to these. Just double click, select all, and paste. Yeah, so this way you can go on putting all the thread text, and that is there here exactly as it is here. You can also put in the heading if you want, and draw a few lines if you would like to do that. You can also use table command over here, like insert. We have the option of inserting a table. Yeah, it's there right here in the home ribbon itself. You have the option of table. When you select the option of table, you will get a lot of options. I just need 3 columns and a number of rows. Data rows I need around, okay, let's go with 8. If you need more, you can always increase it. So I'll just place it somewhere here, and I'll just have to select this and start expanding it. Fine. So you can just expand it conveniently. And then of course you can change the column length by just dragging one of the lines, and this is how you will get a table. If you don't like the table, you can always go with other methods, like you can go ahead and create lines in that particular shape, and you will have this diagram complete over there. So while saving the diagram, you just save it as a DWG file. If you are planning to open this file with an older version of AutoCAD, you have to save it with the older version. But if you don't have that kind of problem, if you have the latest version always available to you, you can go with the latest one. So just save it in the documents or in the T drive with your name. I'll just put in my name and save it. So that's it for this video. We'll be doing more in the coming videos. Stay in touch with us, like our video, subscribe to our channel, and of course share this video with your friends as well. Thank you.